Let's begin with a powerful truth. The way you love today is not random. The way you respond when someone pulls away, the way you panic when a text goes unanswered, the way you shut down when things get too intimate. These patterns were formed long before your first romantic relationship. They were shaped in childhood. In educational psychology, attachment theory explains how our early bond with caregivers becomes the blueprint for how we connect in adulthood. This theory was first developed by British psychologist John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth through her strange situation experiments. What they discovered changed relationship psychology forever. Children who experienced consistent care, emotional responsiveness, and safety develop what we call secure attachment. But children who experienced inconsistency, neglect, unpredictability, or fear developed insecure attachment styles. And here is the key. Insecure attachment is not a life sentence. It is a learned pattern, and what is learned can be unlearned. Let's break them down. Anxious attachment develops when caregiving was inconsistent. Sometimes love was available. Sometimes it was. As a child, you learn to cling, to amplify emotions, to become hyper-aware of changes in mood because connection felt uncertain. As an adult, this might look like overthinking messages, fearing abandonment, needing constant reassurance, or feeling anxious when your partner needs space. You don't crave drama. You crave stability. But your nervous system is wired to detect threat where there may be none. Avoidant attachment forms when caregivers were emotionally distant or dismissive. Maybe you were told not to cry. Maybe your emotional needs were minimized. You learned that vulnerability was unsafe. You adapted by becoming independent, self-reliant, and emotionally guarded. As an adult, intimacy may feel overwhelming. You might pull away when someone gets too close. You value freedom deeply. But underneath that independence is often a fear of relying on someone who might disappoint you. Fearful-avoidant attachment, sometimes called disorganized attachment, develops in environments where caregivers were both a source of comfort and fear. This creates a painful contradiction. You crave closeness, but you fear it. You want love, but you distrust it. Relationships can feel like emotional roller coasters. And then there is secure attachment. This is not perfection. It is regulation. Securely attached individuals feel worthy of love and trust that others can be reliable. They communicate needs clearly. They do not panic at distance or suffocate in closeness. Here is where educational psychology becomes powerful. Attachment styles are nervous system adaptations. They are survival strategies. When you were small, your brain made decisions about how to keep you safe. It encoded patterns. It strengthened neural pathways around fear, avoidance, or hypervigilance. But the brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity means your brain can rewire through repeated corrective experiences. Healing attachment begins with awareness. You cannot transform what you cannot name. Ask yourself, when conflict happens, do I pursue or withdraw? When someone gets close, do I feel safe or tense? Step 1 is nervous system regulation. Insecure attachment lives in the body before it lives in thought. Slow breathing, grounding exercises, journaling, and mindfulness calm the survival response. When your body feels safe, your reactions soften. Step 2 is inner child work. This is not fantasy. It is memory reconsolidation. When you speak compassionately to the younger version of yourself, the one who feared abandonment or rejection, you are literally forming new emotional associations. Step 3 is secure relationship exposure. Healing rarely happens in isolation. Safe friendships, healthy romantic partners, or therapeutic relationships create corrective emotional experiences. When someone stays consistent, your brain updates its blueprint. For anxious attachment, healing means learning that space does not equal rejection. Practice pausing before reacting. Sit with discomfort. Reassure yourself instead of demanding reassurance immediately. For avoidant attachment, healing means tolerating vulnerability in small doses. Share one feeling instead of none. Stay present during discomfort instead of escaping. For fearful avoidant attachment, healing means building safety slowly. Structure, predictability, and therapy are especially powerful here. Here is the most important educational insight. Your attachment style is not your identity. It is your strategy, and strategies can evolve. When you choose self-awareness, when you practice emotional regulation, when you allow safe people to love you without pushing them away or clinging too tightly, you are literally restructuring neural circuits. Healing attachment is not about blaming parents. It is about understanding patterns. Many caregivers were doing the best they could with what they knew, but now you know more, and knowledge creates choice. Secure attachment is built through consistency, especially the consistency you give yourself. Keep promises to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Create routines that signal stability. Your brain learns from repetition. Over time, the anxious thoughts quiet, the avoidant walls soften, the fearful chaos steadies. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to trust without constant testing. You begin to experience love as safe instead of threatening. Educational psychology teaches us that development never truly stops. The same brain that adapted to survive can adapt to thrive. So if you recognize yourself in these patterns, do not feel shame. Feel informed. Awareness is the first act of healing. You are not broken, you are patterned. And patterns can be rewritten. Healing attachment is the journey from survival to security, from fear to trust, from protection to connection. And that journey begins with understanding today.